Let's talk about the cat. Yeah, because these men have been pissing me off
Oh,
for a
mate.
whole week
Graham
about Zuma
Souness
and his cat,
yesterday.
blood.
Graham
Yeah.
Souness
I hate
definitely
that
went. He
man.
definitely went overboard with. Like he seemed so passionate about it as well. Like it was his cat.
Yeah, but what? Yeah, but why?
But what I don't understand is yeah, they're selective with this thing. You know what I mean? They're selective with this cruelty, animal cruelty thing, innit? They're really selective with it. So because I was watching Sky Sports News today, and there was some man, some equestrian guy did something. I don't even know what he did. He must have hit the horse too hard or something.
Yeah, he was
Uh,
whipping the
Them
horse.
man
but
thump up
but
the
you,
horses,
yeah,
bro.
but you know what?
The
Yeah,
horses get
but
thumped up.
do you know the language they were saying? This is them. Oh, I can understand how it has happened, but I'm thinking you're
To be
giving all
honest,
this man
no,
all
the
excuses.
horse guy. To be honest, the horse guy did get fined.
He got
Um,
fined, but I'm talking about.
he did.
I'm not
So
talking
he
about
wasn't
what.
The
sacked, no?
language.
Yeah, but
No, no,
horse
no. Okay, one
He
has
didn't
second,
have
one
to go
second,
back
one
to his
second.
country.
I'm talking about
One
the
Hold on,
second.
hold on,
language that
hold
they
on,
were
guys, hold on,
using.
guys, hold on, guys, hold on, guys. Jonathan, what you saying?
What I'm saying is the horse guy. So from a punishment perspective, the horse guy and Zuma have essentially got the same punishment so far, right? The actual punishment. The issue is the racist, the because the horse guy got caned by everyone in the horse circles, isn't it? But that was it. There was noise about it. There was definite noise about it because I ended up reading about it, and I don't watch horse racing, right? So there was noise, but it's not as amplified as now. The problem is anyone who does anything now, even compared to 2 years ago, like the whole world's an edge, man. So if you're black and you're doing nonsense, it's more of a rap now than it's ever been, especially if you're a black known face, known person, and like we've got to be honest about that side of things, isn't it? Like it's like a man does. You think Jamie Carragher could spit on a Ute again, like he did last time, and get away with it
I mean,
after all the
realistically,
media?
Yep,
he shouldn't have got
yep,
away with it the first time.
No,
yep.
he can't, man.
I
He can't
reckon
get
he
away
I,
with
I
could
it.
do think he
certainly
could get away with
get away
it.
with
Nah,
He
it.
that
can't.
Yeah.
He
he
can't.
won't be able to get away with it.
He
He won't be able
can't.
to get away with it.
What? Are
He
you
Definitely
can't, he
not.
mad?
can't,
And
he can't.
He won't get away
Everyone
with
right
it.
now on social
okay,
media
so
is looking for
do you think
somebody to
someone else
kill.
you think someone else could spit at you and get away with it? Like, let's say not Jamie Carragher because he's already done it, but Graham Souness, yeah, spits at you. Do you think he can't get away with it?
He can't get
He
away with it. He's done.
he
He's
definitely
done.
couldn't get away with it.
Look,
He's done.
cancel culture now is that yeah, you can't
It's
get away with
mad.
certain things,
You
man. You
can't.
really
You can't.
can't.
You can't get away with nothing. Never mind certain things. You can't. Let's say your hand mistakenly brushed on somebody's back or something 10 years ago. If they come out today, it's a wrap, irrespective of whether you had any intentions or it was a mistake or not. It's a wrap, right? That's a fact. So there's certain. It's just the way things are now. Obviously, it's amplified because for us, from a black perspective, for me anyway, it's amplified because he's black, and then when you listen to the rhetoric that's said, like the horse guy, a lot of people ask for him to be kicked out. A lot of people ask him to be retrained. It's like there's another horse guy who's been accused of or found to be guilty of bullying a female horse rider, and he's got banned. And he's basically nobody wants to touch him because of that. Even though the ban is that he can come back and ride again, it's like if we touch him, what do we lose for touching him? Because the Me Too movement are going to get them in it. Whoever tries to put him back on a horse, this other jockey on a horse. So, but the point I'm trying to make is the language. I think the problem for me is the language that they're using with Zoomer in it,
And
because you can
Oh,
that's
see
exactly what I'm saying.
there's
that,
definite undertones. If a man is going to go on the radio and a pundit is going to say "Cat lives matter," don't make me punch you in the throat.
Straight.
yeah, he's
No,
crazy.
straight.
The
Straight.
horse people, I don't even understand why they even have a comment because you can whip a horse but not too hard. Like that's a
Yeah,
part of
but
the sport and
that.
it's
No, no, no,
sick.
no, no, no. Let's be honest.
Still a
Let's be honest.
problem.
We have to draw a line at some point within the realms of what is perceived to be okay and what is the social norms in it. Social norms say that in a horse racing context, you can whip a horse and there's rules around how often you can whip a horse and how much you can whip a horse because they scrutinize that, which is why this guy obviously
Whip
fell short.
with horse, Jonathan. That's not what I'm
Let's
saying.
let's let's
It's
the
not.
horse
It's
and
still slipping
the
on
horse whipping analogy doesn't work because it's not like man just walked up to a horse outside of a racetrack, looked at the horse and banged it in his face with a whip.
No one said
There's
that, but that's at the
No,
same
but the
time.
fact that it's allowed,
Nobody
the
kicked.
fact that
He
it's
didn't kick
allowed
the
is
cat
is
like
Hold,
that
is
hold,
either.
hold
guys,
on, hold on, hold on, hold on,
you're
Jonas.
making a
Look,
dead
Kick the cat
argument
like that either.
because
Did he
let me
kick the
hold on.
cat
finish.
like how he punched the ball?
Let
No.
Kiana get a point over. Let Kiana
All
get a
right.
Yeah,
point
go
over.
on, go on.
No, he didn't kick the cat like how he would have punched a ball. Like that's what I'm saying. They're picking and choosing what's socially acceptable. And when it comes to black people, you don't get that grace. Period.
No, you can't period it like that.
Yes,
You
I
can
can.
whip a whether you're black. There are female and male. No, there's actually female and Muslim and black or brown jockeys who are whipping horses and nobody's complaining about it. Because within the context of what's allowed, social norms is that in horse racing, you can whip your horse. There's guidelines about how you do it, but you can. It's like a boxer. No one's complaining if two guys in MMA this weekend mashed each other up. No one's complaining about that. But if he then decided to bite his ear off, we would complain about that.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
because
there's
but
that's
they're
there's a
consenting.
line. There's
the
we've
context
got
of
to
the I'm not
we've got to listen. The horse racing thing is horse
boss.
racing thing is a moot point because it's the constraints of the sport.
I,
I'm
I,
not bringing up
I, I,
as
I really
I
don't
don't
see
hear,
how we're
I
making
don't
an
want to hear
argument here, innit?
from them because they whip horses. That's
Yeah, but that's
why
not how
some
you get
people
them.
race up
When you
and down
get them, when you
because
get them like that, you
they
don't
have
really have an
the
argument.
same thing. Some
That's the
people care
problem.
about horses and some people care about cats. The problem
No,
is
you're
black
making the
horse
argument in the
is
wrong
of
way. I get your point, but when
no
we're
offense.
talking about norms. There is no social norm that says you can kick a cat.
No, I didn't say there was.
Yeah, but
So
the
how can you
horse
use
thing,
a
the cat
non-norm?
thing,
It doesn't
is
work.
yeah. But this argument
Moving along.
is pointless anyway because the fact of the matter is, should they be talking about Kurt Zuma being sacked
No,
for kicking the cat? The answer
Exactly.
to that is
no,
no. Why
right?
are they saying Zuma should be sacked? We
I
need
Because
to
he's
think
look.
black.
the reason, I think the problem, Zuma can actually look at West Ham and look at how badly they managed it, and that's part of the reason why there was even more noise,
Now, but
right?
there was
So
cause to sack him before he got
yeah,
picked in that
yeah, yeah,
first
yeah, but
game.
you know what?
So they
There's
made it
calls,
worse afterwards. But
actually,
Chris
there's
Kirkland,
calls.
Chris Kirkland went on Talksport before he played, before West Ham had done anything. Oh, I wouldn't want to share a dressing room with him ever again, and da 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 da. That was the narrative that was made before West Ham even acted. So
Yes,
whilst they did deal with the situation terribly, because there's no way he should have played that game the same day. There's absolutely no way.
there's no way he should have played the next three games.
Well, yes, I agree, but that's what happened. It was, as in, it was the same day. There's no way that should have happened, and that made the situation worse. But people had come out and shown their hand beforehand.
I get that, but my point is, West Ham are in a position to help Zuma diffuse the situation by saying, A, we've punished him, B, we're reintegrating him, we're working with the RSPCA on the case, and in due course we'll announce any actions and steps that we take. People might say, oh, they're just making a statement, they don't really mean it, but it shows that something or there's some movement towards something. And you protect the player, and you also, especially when you're hearing that he should be sacked and stuff. So you take him out the spotlight. That's the first thing you're supposed to do. It's like 101. Like, you don't even need a career in crisis management to understand that that's what you're supposed to do, right? But they did the complete opposite. And David Moyes' statement saying, as long as there's a player, I'm picking him. Then goes back to wait, footballers doing what they want, which is the perspective of people outside football is overpaid people doing what they want, irrespective of color. And then he's black,
Mm-hmm.
overpaid, doing what he wants, how he wants. Of course, then you're gonna amplify the amount of noise because West Ham did nothing. West Ham needed to be seen to be doing something for those people to take a step back. They can't. West Ham can't protect him now, which is unfortunate. So he might need to leave the country simply because the club that he plays for hasn't protected him. That's the. I'm not agreeing that he should with Souness, but I'm saying from Zuma's perspective, he might think, wait, Bundy's man, like what's going on here? He's in. He's got every right to think that. So yeah, he might leave the country, but obviously that's gonna
I
get
don't know,
spin.
bro. That's a bit. I think that's a bit harsh on West Ham still.
It's not harsh on West Ham, bro. It's not.
Yeah, I think that's a
Every
bit harsh.
time, every time,
Like,
every time Moyes has spoken, up until after the game, when he said, I don't know if it was after the game when he said he was on a course with the RSPCA. He still chose to play him the second time. At
yeah,
that
but I
point,
think
you're not reading the room.
that's just poorly handling the situation. Like the whole not protecting him. Like you kind of make it sound like they've deliberately gone, all right, bun this guy. Like I think they've just dealt with things terribly.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
think
that's
yeah,
what they've
Moyes
done.
I'm
Moyes
not
That's what
dealt
he's
with
saying, I'm
things.
saying.
not saying
That's
they're
what
All,
he's
casting
saying.
him away, but I'm saying they've dealt, whatever the motive is behind not protecting, not doing it the right way. They haven't done it the right way. Irrespective of the outcome, Zuma is now public enemy number one. So
Yep.
he's not caring whether, oh, someone at West Ham didn't read the room and chose me, because we don't know the nature of the conversation. It might have been maybe he was thinking, guys, this is a bit mad. Do you reckon I should step down here or just take a step back? And they're like, no, we need you. We're supporting you. We want you to play. Because the
So
fact
just
that the
but
training thing is suspect.
that might have been how they wanted to protect him. It's like, listen, we want you to play. You're gonna play. Like, let's just try and play your way out of it.
Yeah.
That's
They got it
wrong. I
wrong
don't
though.
agree
They
with
got
it,
it wrong
but that
though.
might be the thing because Moyes came out and it was like he's a player of the club. Like it felt like Moyes was trying to protect this youth, but just doing it in a really shitty way.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
he
yeah.
could
I
have
get
come out
that.
and said, "Nah, he shouldn't have done that." But he was like, "Oh no, he's a player. He's a good player. We're gonna pick him." It's shit, but I had that feeling like they were trying to protect him.
Yeah,
No,
but
I get that. I
so
get
what
that.
what
It was the best intentions, but they weren't
they
reading
got
the
it
room.
wrong. Yeah, they got it wrong whichever way.
Someone at West Ham needs to be someone at West Ham. The minute that video came out that night, that we were all joking last Monday, no?
Yeah,
Mm,
Someone at
it was
West
last
Ham
Monday.
last Monday.
Mhm.
Monday morning, 9 a.m. should be reading the room and understanding that wait, this is headline news. We've got a game
Exactly.
tonight. You've got to pull him out. Someone has to be saying that. If nobody's saying that at a big Premier League football club, something's wrong.
so that was
Mm.
the that's what you guys are saying was the right thing to do. That's how they should have handled it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
pull him out.
I'll say they
Three
should have pulled him
games.
out. They should have pulled him out.
Whether they
Give him a
fine him
week
or
off.
not, at least 3 games. Say, you know what, Kurt? It looks. It was headline news.
Come on.
Bun the cat, man.
They had all kind at 9 a.m. Yeah, this video came out. Ashley told us about it at 10:30 at night. Yeah, and everyone's making jokes. At 9 a.m., the BBC had pet people, save our pets people, and them people there
The French
doing
ones too. They had the French
doing
ones too.
opinion pieces about how people should
And
behave with animals and
we
how
haven't
the
seen Chris
kids.
Kirkland in 10 years. And he popped up, like we forgot who you were. They didn't even call him, he called Talk Sport. He
What he
was so
proactively
upset.
called them?
They didn't call
Yeah, he
him.
called talk
Yeah,
sport.
they're telling us what they
Why would they
really
call
think.
Chris Kirkland to
They're
discuss a
telling
cat?
us what they really think. Bruv. He must have thought and thought, "Yep, this is my chance, bruv." About your
And then
calling
next
him.
thing he's on the BBC and man just flipped it, bro. Yeah.
Does Chris
This is what
Kirkland always call in to that show?
no,
It's a
bro.
friend.
The man called
Is
about
a
the
friend
cat.
of the show, innit?
He's a friend of
Jeez,
the
oh
cat.
bird.
Waste,
Man said
bro.
he's a friend of the cat.
I mean, there's no denying that what Kurt Zuma done was wrong. And the issue that we have, is that as much as you don't want to say, listen, black man, you know they're gonna fry you, so just behave
Yeah,
yourself.
man. If you're black, if you're like, we've all been told. Like, I don't want to assume. Maybe some of you guys are from like the country and you never experienced this lifestyle,
I've
but
been told, bro. Be 10
we've
times
all
better,
been
bro.
told
Mm,
you can't put a foot wrong.
yep.
And then what you want to be doing is kicking up your cat and then uploading it to Snapchat.
Yeah.
That's just the wildest thing to do. Like when you
Yeah,
see certain man do things, you're like, because
Nah,
the crazy thing about it, like you want to make it about race and all that, yeah. But when these white players are doing stuff, yeah, there's no evidence. It's all speculation and assumptions, you know.
Right.
I
We
don't know,
don't
man.
we don't we
Grealish
don't.
gives us a lot of evidence still, you know.
Bare
bro,
evidence
even
from Grealish.
Rooney, oh, that man give
Ru-
Yeah,
evidence,
them man
bro.
give
nah,
out
there is
evidence,
evidence.
man.
They just don't care
Rooney
about
gets
the evidence. That's
that
all.
way
Yeah, but
every
that's
now
a
and again.
different time.
Uh, Rooney,
Different
yeah.
times.
But
But
Rooney,
with
Rooney
gate
didn't.
crashing weddings, you
Rooney,
know.
Rooney hasn't.
Y-
Like, correct me if I'm wrong, because I might be wrong here. I know there was a picture. There was a picture of him
It's a
sleeping.
setup.
There was a picture of him sleeping a while back.
Yeah,
But in
there's a
terms
video of
of
him getting knocked out.
yeah, he got knocked out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
that was you have to look at the time and place, right? Rooney getting what was the one? Remember the who remembers the football team that the manager gave them time off and they went to Barcelona and they got into it with taxi drivers or something like that.
Leicester.
Yeah, Leicester
Do
City.
you
Them
think
Leicester youths.
do you think they can do that again in this time? Like things have changed so drastically that anything that you want to correlate to Zuma needs to have happened within the last, I don't know, 18 months.
yeah.
No,
But
but it's not the punishment that we're talking about, bro. It's not necessarily the punishments. It's it's the energy that they put into
Mhm.
how they react to certain man, blood.
Language. It's
Yeah,
the
And
man.
that
language they use.
exactly.
It's the
Yep.
It's the
It's
language
not
they
the
yeah,
moral
use.
Rooney.
punishments,
outrage.
bro.
I'm just because when we say Rooney
Because
and the things
now
Rooney's
and
done,
I know you're saying times have changed, yeah, and certain things, and Carragher couldn't spit on the man again. But I sat there and watched Graham Souness say that man couldn't be in my dressing room. I wouldn't want to sit in a dressing room with him. But you're sitting on a panel with Souness who spat in a not Souness, Carragher who
Carragher.
spat in a 14-year-old girl's face. Like
Mhm.
I'm sorry,
It's not even just
but
the
to
media, bro. The next day, the fans, the language is mad. Some of these guys were saying it's the most disgusting thing that they've ever seen.
yeah,
The
Right.
most
man,
disgusting thing that they've ever seen.
This is what I'm
That's
trying
an
to say.
exaggeration.
And this
They're
That's
is
an
my
picking and
thing.
exaggeration.
choosing.
The language that they use, I've heard of passive aggressive, but some of them is passive
It was
racism.
mad.
Telling you this now.
It
Picking
was
and
mad.
choosing what
yeah,
is
they
normal.
I
Picking
loved
and
what John Pierre was saying earlier on Facebook when he was saying that some of these guys are using this situation to say how they really feel.
100%, bro.
Real talk. Real talk.
Soon as prepped, you know. Soon as prepped, bro.
bro.
That wasn't off the dome. He
Soon
prepped.
as said to the host, he said to Dave, he said, "Oh, can we talk about it?" Like he was ready.
He
Yeah,
was
He had the script.
And
ready.
even man even started like, this is something that really annoys me. Bro,
to
you
be
prepped.
honest though, when Dave said, "Should we really?" Dave knew what he was doing. Come on, man. Come on, Dave is complicit,
No,
man.
Dave
Come
never
on.
said that. No, soon it was coming to the. This was before the game. This happened.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
watched
Yeah,
it. Dave said, "Can we talk about it?" Come on,
No,
Dave. Shut
Soonest
up.
said, "Can we talk about it?" Go back, bro. It was
I'm
Soonest
Soonest.
that
sure
said, "Can
Dave.
we
No,
talk
I
Soonest
think
about
it
it?"
was.
asked.
I
It was
remember Sooners
Soonest.
saying it.
Soonest
So I
says,
think
"Have
it
we
It
was
was
got
Sooners.
time?"
Soonest, bro.
Have
Soonest
we
says,
got
"Have
time?
we
Yeah,
got
yeah, yeah.
time?"
He said, have we got time? He said, have we
have
got
we
time?
got time?
Yeah,
Because he
Soonest
had
Dej,
time. He
bro.
had time. That's why.
yeah.
Yeah,
Man
man.
said, you lot are getting no tactical analysis today, bruv.
We barely get that anyway.
After the game as well.
And
And the
the
thing is,
other man didn't want to talk about it either. You could tell that.
Carragher was uncomfortable because
Yeah,
Carragher knew about
Richards
the
didn't want
spitting
to talk
thing.
about it.
He
They,
couldn't. He couldn't go in on man, innit?
Carragher knew he spit at someone,
Yeah,
bruv.
yeah,
He didn't
yeah.
want to talk.
He couldn't
Exactly.
go in.
Somebody would have just tweeted his
He
ass
didn't
out.
want to talk, bruv.
He knew about
1,000,000%.
receipts, boy. He knew there was receipts out there, so he just kept his ass quiet still.
That's
His
it.
PR
Just
person
a
said
kid.
he's not.
It's a smart man.
Look who they
Yeah,
said
no,
that.
for real.
It's
He's
a smart
smart.
man.
Real talk.
Man sat there like, boy, you know what? What I done was worse. So let me humble myself, yeah. Let this
They
man
have
chat, bro.
to. When I was on Twitter and I saw the list of players, I was like, oh my God, I forgot about that. Well, because it's just quiet, maybe a couple of headlines here and there. Those guys need to shut up because the moment they open their mouth, it's a whole firestorm on them.
But the person they've gone for the most is Antonio. They've
It
gone
had
after Antonio on Twitter. Oh my gosh.
And no
Yeah,
one
because of
answered the
his
question.
Because
because of
who
his video,
told
innit?
you? Who told you you're allowed to speak? Apparently, who gave you the right to say these things? Even though he was asked, yeah. As a footballer, as a black footballer, answer the question and don't bring back no questions. Yeah,
Yeah, it's true.
you know what I'm saying. He was well within his right to say what
Wow,
he
that
said.
woman was stuttering, fam.
I just
They
I just
didn't
wanted
even
I
to
know
can
know
tell
what
who
you're
it
to
was,
say.
bro.
lying.
I just wanted to know
When
who
they
it was.
come
So
with
I'm
the
gonna tweet her,
but
man.
the moment they say but, it's a wrap. Like
Just
he
drive
drove
off,
off
man.
so he
Just
drove
drive
off
off.
so quick. He drove off so quick. I don't know who he said.
Nah, I would have
Cut
sat
you
there. I would
off.
have been late for training because I want the answer, bro. I want you to answer me.
If you got
Boy,
the
you
answer, you
bear
probably
belling down
run
my
them
line.
over.
Nah, sorry, Gaff, I'm outside. This woman tried to question me, innit? So I'm waiting for an answer. Alright, I'll be there for the chat. Don't worry about it.
No,
Just
Marcel,
wait.
you'd run them over. The answer you'd get, you just run them over, and then you'd be in the headlines. These people are crazy.
Nah, I'm a bit smarter than that. I'll definitely get out of the car though. I'll get out of the car
And do what?
because I got to stand in it. Like, you you're pissing me
The
off right
thing,
now,
the
innit?
problem, so the problem
Gotta
I
stand
have
up.
is not even with Antonio. It's for me, the person I have a real problem with is Ian Wright because Ian Wright jumped on Twitter literally next morning and called man a coward, didn't it?
Who,
Who?
Zuma?
Yeah, he called Zuma a coward.
Oh,
Oh my.
uncle,
He was
yeah,
playing to
man.
the he was playing to
It's
the crowd, man.
It's a
one
coconut.
second. Let me finish. One sec. You can't
Uncle.
play to the crowd on this one.
I didn't know he did
If
that.
you call he did that, he called him a coward, and he's not said anything. I've not seen anything else because what would happen is I didn't even have to. The joke is I didn't even have to go on Ian Wright's Instagram page or Twitter to see they called him a coward because the news at 9 a.m. or 8 o'clock in the morning was saying Ian Wright, Gary Lineker said this, Ian Wright said this. So just showing
Yep,
like the impact of the situation and how the football world is responding to it. Ian Wright as probably the most prominent, loudest um,
black man.
voice, black man as a
Yeah.
footballer, as the
Certainly.
loudest voice for racism, calling Zuma a coward should be coming out and contextualizing his position, right? Because you have to give balance to the situation rather than giving ammunition like, oh, see, his people don't agree with him, and Ian's all right, and Ian's
Listen,
one of
what you're
us.
saying there, Jonathan, yeah, I agree with you, but I also have a point on that, yeah. And this might be, I don't know, certain men that have jobs in on these radio stations, TV, yeah, they're saying what they have to say in their job, innit, yeah. So a man like Bent was going, "Oh my god, this is disgusting." Bro. Nah, blood, I don't believe you in it. You didn't have pets in your yard, fam. Yeah, don't lie, bro. Because
No,
I know.
you don't need to have pets in your yard to think it's
No,
disgusting.
no,
Come on.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that you. I don't have pets, but I know you're not supposed to kick the cat in it. But it's the passion that you come with, fam. Yeah, the fake passion, bro. You don't really feel that way, bro. I'm
I
sorry.
mean, Ash. To be totally honest with you, I don't think you could be on TV or radio and be like,
No, no, no. I'm not saying that.
it's just a cat in it. Like,
No, but
Now,
I
someone are
don't think
playing
so.
up to this thing, bruv.
exactly.
Yeah, I
It was
see.
the
Yeah, I
extra
see.
energy for it. Like, oh my
This
god,
ruined my week. Like, what?
yeah,
Yeah, okay, yeah, I
But at the
get
Nah,
that it's
like certain people really care about their pets like that, innit?
yeah.
But
Not
Yeah,
Darren Bent.
for
but they
for
need to
those
relax, man. Jeez.
they
no.
for
So
those that don't
It's
really
a
care about
culture
their
thing,
pets
though, isn't
like
it?
that.
Like, it is a culture thing. Like, some people are really, really into pets, and some
yeah,
people really, really, really hate. I'm not gonna lie. Last week on Clubhouse, when I think it might have been Ben or whoever revealed it, I laughed my fucking head off. I went and saw the
Same
video,
here.
and I laughed my head off again. I thought it was fucking hilarious. But I understand why no one can go on TV and say that. No
well
one.
because
I'm sure some of these guys on TV probably laughed initially. But on the flip side, there are some people who genuinely probably felt sick watching that.
Yeah,
yeah,
them
the
pet lovers,
Arsenal
them.
lady, like the Arsenal lady.
If you want to work
Yeah, I
again,
remember that. Yeah,
if you want to work again, you're not going to say nothing. You're not going to say
yeah.
nothing. Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
but I think also with the reaction, some people like so. I've got a mate who's passionate about this issue. Yeah, he owns a dog. To give you context, and he was like, "Oh, he should be fine. He should be punished." And I was like, "Okay, cool." He was also on the Chris Kirkland vibe that most disgusting thing ever. Boom, boom, boom. And I started contextualizing it for him. Like, so, for example, Arsenal fans on transfer deadline day white or black. We're asking for Basuma to be bought by Arsenal, a player who's in the middle of a case for some sort of abuse or incident. Man's in the middle of a case and nobody cares about Basuma. The media doesn't even care. We don't even know what's going on with that case. We don't know. We just know that he's got a case hanging over him, and everyone wants to buy him. But obviously, clubs are not going to touch him because that's going to come up, and they're waiting for that to clear. But
Villa tried
it
to
just
buy him
shows
as well.
you. It shows you the strength of feeling around certain issues, isn't it? So with this pet issue, I was like, okay, cool. Once he got fined, then it moves from, oh, that's not enough. Apparently, 250 is not enough because that's just what 2 weeks' wages. That's not enough. It should have a bigger impact on his life based on who he is. So there then becomes an element of we've got to be honest. People don't like footballers, right? They don't like black people. They don't like footballers. You put the two together, doing something that's gonna get them wound up, and all the hatred they have for footballers who are overpaid and black people who don't know their place all comes together, and that's it. It's a powder keg.
In fairness, though, a lot of people are saying it's not enough because they knew that the maximum fine is 6 weeks, and people wanted the maximum fine.
They want the maximum fine. They want the guy to lose his job. If he had got banned for a couple of
Yeah,
games, it would
but
have
I
been enough.
agree with Jonathan in
Maximum
terms of
fine isn't
even if
enough.
you got the
It
maximum
wouldn't have
fine,
been enough.
people would probably still say it's not enough because
But
you'll have people who wanted him to get fired.
It
There were
can't be
certain
Exactly.
enough
people
because
who were
they're
saying get
asking for him to be
fired.
fired. They're asking for sponsors to pull out of West Ham so that it puts pressure on West Ham to get rid of the player. That's the only solution once sponsors get involved. It's
Well, I would
that
have done
Nu-
it.
simple.
That would happen
Nunes said
anyway.
he wanted him to go to jail yesterday, bro.
I'm not mad at Moyes. That's all I have to say. Like, what are you gonna do? Not enough. You're not gonna be able to make
You got 1 minute.
happy. They want him done, 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 wiped off the face of the earth, and they'll move on to the next. Um, what's the word? Victim. It. I didn't know about that Ian Wright thing. That just actually pissed me off because that's the thing. It always gets to a point where then they want to start using your people against you to prove their point. And he is big enough in the football world to be able to say something more PR that he would probably want for himself,
But
and
then
then reach
Ian
out to
can't touch it.
Sima. Like
Ian's probably
but he's
knows his
that pissed
team
me off.
knows
That
he
he
can't touch
doesn't
it.
have to do that. Not on that platform where they're roasting black people all the time. He could have reached out to him and just said, "I do not condone these actions."
do
That's
you
Well,
know
what he
what?
he might,
said.
he might,
His
but
was
That makes me sick.
He called man a coward, bruv. Yeah? And because he just used the word, it was just coward. That was all he's tweeted about it.
but that
But
was
they
when
can
it
frame
first
that
happened,
any
isn't
way
it?
they want.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they can frame that any way
it's
they
true.
want.
No, you're right. You're right.
Reach
You're
out,
right.
say don't
Like,
condone.
you
Give it
just throw,
a car.
But I think
like,
it was more reactionary. That's what I'm
no,
thinking.
I
Because
don't care if it's reactionary. I don't care, yeah?
I don't like
As long
it.
as it's a black man or a black person who's done a wrong, I'm very quick, or I'm very slow to say nothing.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
to
hear
say
that.
something rather, right?
No, I hear that.
Because when you're in Ian Wright's position, like a John, that's why I hated John Barnes for a while, right? If you notice, John Barnes he's not a talking head no more.
Yeah,
He's not around doing, especially in this like racial issues times. He's taken a step back himself. Why? You can't just be coming out and just be talking irresponsibly. Oh yeah, I didn't really care about the bananas on the pitch. What do you mean? Now they're saying, oh, we should get over it because, well, if John Barnes didn't care about the bananas that have been thrown about, if no one's throwing a
Exactly.
banana at you, you should be all right.
No,
You've got to,
I'm on.
when you're from a minority group, you have and you're in a position of influence, you have to be conscious about your message and your words because your words can be twisted in any which way. So you have to be responsible with how you just throw things out there. You can't just come out and call man a coward and then leave it at that and
Yep.
not bring context to it and say, okay, yeah, the actions were bad, but the reactions are going overboard. Like Antonio is the only person speaking. How many black footballers are there in the UK?
Well, all they're doing is retweeting what he said,
No, that's not enough. Sorry,
putting it in their
who
that's
story.
not
who
enough.
Like,
tweeted?
come
Who
on,
tweeted?
like that's not enough.
Pogba retweeted
And they're like,
um there was a statement something around like when Adidas dropped Zuma, there was a
Yeah.
state. Someone did a thing like, "Oh, let's see if the same energy is around for when people like do racist stuff." Um,
When Suarez
yeah, that's the one.
done these racist things, Adidas didn't drop Suarez. That's
They just told
basically
him
what.
off in it.
Yeah, they didn't though. Yeah, but
Hmm.
that there wasn't cancel culture then. They didn't care about
Exactly,
it.
it's different then. Like,
Yeah,
I get the comparison when people started using it, but then I just like, yeah, but
times are different, isn't it? Times are
yeah,
different.
like if Soros did that now and the same thing happened again, the same reaction was given again, then you've got something to say. But we have to contextualize things, man. Like same way man were able to punch someone in the face on the bus back in the day and get away with it. You can't happy slap someone now. Are you mad?
Real talk.
What are you doing?
Nah, man, you shouldn't have been allowed to happy slap people there. These were,
That was
Yeah,
ridiculous, bro. I
Yeah,
happy slaps are ridiculous, bro.
yeah, it
bro.
was. It
When
was. It was
I think
dumb.
about the things I did,
It,
yeah,
it was
nah,
dumb as hell.
embarrassing.
Yeah, nah, I know, I know,
yeah.
I know.
But you know what?
Thankfully,
Some
we weren't.
yeah, like
I
Thankfully, we
was
some
weren't on
people say
Twitter
it like
tweeting about it.
I
you
was
start
actually
talking
talking
about
about that the
these
other day.
trolling. I'm scared to go carnival, bro.
Yeah, man,
I
we're
might say
happy
that
slapping
didn't want no
people
ride.
on. Yeah, you can't happy slap someone now, record it, upload it to Snapchat. Your career's ruined in 2 years.
Finished, bro.
Less than
What,
that,
in 2 years, you're gonna go for a job
less
and
than
someone's
that.
gonna Google you. Like, thankfully, the videos were so poor quality and the audio codec, you couldn't even upload that to the internet.
Boy.
So what's the conversation like between Zuma and his brother at the family home? Oh my God,
It
I,
doesn't
I'm
matter. They're
Zuma has
both
to punch him up.
idiots.
Zuma has
I'm
to punch
giving
him
that
up.
boy licks all now, you
Zuma
know.
has
Ooh,
to
Zuma,
I'm
punch him
telling
up.
you,
Bro.
I'm telling you. What is he? What's wrong with him? What
I
is
don't
wrong with
know.
him?
Zuma has to punch him up.
But Zuma knew he was being filmed.
Yeah,
Yeah, but did he know
you
that it was
know he's
going to
gonna
get
be
uploaded?
uploaded. That's what I'm saying.
That could have been
He
a private.
knew,
You can't have two stupid people just. Sorry,
but you
they
can, you
can't.
can. They're both idiots.
they're
Oh
both
If I'm
God.
their
idiots, but
if I'm
my
their
God,
parent, yeah, if I'm
you
their
can't trust
parent,
anybody.
it's
My
not
God,
about trust. It's not even about trust because I don't think his brother's done it in a way to set him up.
They done
Right?
it as
If
a
you look
joke,
at the
innit?
way,
Yes,
it's
it's just
to them
idiot.
it looks like just them messing around, isn't it?
I'm
Mm,
sure
Problem is
it's about
the
trust for me.
brother's
I
probably
that
got other
brother would not.
people on his Snapchat who've reacted to it and then sold it.
yeah.
Because it's not like the brother uploaded it to Twitter for everyone to see saying, oh my gosh, I'm disgusted. Someone's taken that video and then framed it saying, look at what Zoom is doing.
You didn't even
Like,
have to
this is disgusting.
look. You just upload it. I would trust that my family members would not do that to me. Period. That's so crazy.
Yeah, but your listen, yeah, it's two ways. It's either your family members are telling you to stop, which doesn't require video, or they're part of the thing. So at the end of the day, they're both idiots. And Zuma don't know what he was thinking.
It
Their
How are
man
wasn't.
you
were
gonna
probably drunk, bro. They were probably drunk or something like that.
how are you licking the cat out of your youth's hand?
Oh, fuck
Man,
me.
he backed off his jumper to chase the cat.
Yeah,
Like he
nah.
was gonna rumble with the cat. Come on, man.
Yeah, nah, nah. It's just
Come on,
foolishness.
man. It's like it
Foolishness.
wasn't like the first volley when he brought it out from wherever it was coming from and he kicked it. It was the fact
Dropped
that
it.
he then proceeded to start hunting it down. Like
Yeah.
you're a black man hunting down an animal, bruv. A black man, they look at you like some sort of savage. Now you're here performing like a savage on video, bro.
A
Come on, man.
defenseless animal. Yeah, a defenseless animal. Because I was talking to my cousin, and I was saying that this reaction would not be the same if it was a dangerous animal. You know what I'm saying? Kittens, cubs, and all
Cats
that.
are dangerous, you know, bro.
It was
Yeah,
a
but
kitten.
yeah, come
It
on,
was a
man. Of course, it
kitten.
would not be the. Bruv, are
It
you
was a
telling me if a
kitten, bro.
lion's in your yard, you're supposed to be to be petting it, bruv?
Exactly.
Come
So
on, man.
I think the defenseless side of it makes it worse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's what
of
I'm
because
saying.
course.
it's
Yeah.
the fact that he's a pet. That's what makes it worse. People feel that extra attachment to pets, and that's where all this sentiment is coming from. Is the attachment that they have to their pets. So if it's a wild animal, they're not going to care. You know what I mean? They don't have that attachment, or an animal that is not a pet, like a squirrel or something. Well,
Yeah.
maybe
A
not a
bird.
squirrel because
Literally, one of the psychological disorders that we studied in school was people having a bad day, going home and beating up their pets.
Yeah, it's a
And this
pretty
is what this is literally what this guy is doing.
basically.
It's mad.
I
It's
just don't
yeah. It's
understand
mad.
what. When did they think that this is going to be all right to post online? That's my biggest thing. Is like, why would you ever think that it's going to be all right to post this online? Because
Hmm.
you was laughing.
Yeah.
Oh God. Anyway, they
Now you
learn.
start questioning whether he's done it before.
Well, of course you have to, innit? Because they felt they felt so easy in posting it and laughing about it. You have to think, have they done it before?
Yeah, that's a bit mad still.
Mm-mm. Hope these
Anyway,
aren't.
that's the cat done. And
Yeah, man. Cat's out the
poor
bag,
cat
Yeah.
man.
though. The cat's gonna have a rubbish life now.
Exactly.
Imagine you've been eating top of the line cat food, and now you might get adopted by someone who can only afford the Tesco's version.
Oh,
Mad.
listen,
If that,
the cat's definitely vexed. The
yeah.
cat's mad. Cat's mad.
Apparently, the cat wanted to talk it out still.
It weren't that bad. It weren't that bad. It was just like it was my fault, really. You know what I'm saying?
Cat's hoping they can do some counselling to figure it out.
Yeah.
There was no bruises, you know what I mean? There was no bruises. It landed on all fours.
Man said
Oh man.
we'll
You
go
man
and
are
talk to
dumb.
someone. It'll be alright.
Man was probably
We'll
gonna
go
put the
and talk
cat
to
in his
somebody.
will as well. Now the cat's out the will.